This podcast is hosted on podhome.fm, the most modern podcast hosting platform. Podhome offers unlimited episodes and podcasts, and unlimited use of Podhome AI, which generates transcripts, clips, chapters, title suggestions, show notes, and much more. And all of that for just $15.99 a month or $185 per year. That's a steal. So go to podhome.fm and start your 30-day trial now. And enjoy the show with Joe.
Transmitting live from the Asylum Studios, deep in the bowels of Southwest Texas, it's the Joe Rooz Show. The show where we talk about anything and everything. Where nothing is sacred, nothing is watered down, and nothing is PC.
All righty. Hey, folks. This is Joe Rooz, and it is great to be with you once again, transmitting live, of course, from the Asylum Studios and the pimple on the backside of Texas, the beautiful city of Eagle Pass. And, of course, doing the very best that we can to bring you the best quality talk radio we can muster without all the bluster. Welcome to the Joe Rooz Show, the crypto edition of the Joe Rooz Show. Folks, I hope you guys are having a great weekend for the most part, at least the start of the weekend. It is Valentine's Day. Yay, Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day, which is why we have decorated the studio in the colors of hell, the black and the red. So Valentine's Day, yes. We'll talk about that later. Folks, I hope you guys were able to catch the show last night with Pat Daly. We had a great show. A NASA test pilot. That was fun. That was a good conversation. Really enjoyed that. And for those of you that were able to watch the live stream and caught that little behind-the-scenes look that we allowed you guys to see for about 10 minutes after the show, I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. It's not available anymore. But if you want to see it, you could always send me an email, and for $100, I will send you the link to it. Okay? There you go. No, I'm kidding. It's gone. It was a mistake, but it was good. It was funny. I think the reaction was the best, that oh shit moment, you know, when you realize that you were still streaming. But nothing bad happened. It was a good conversation. But Pat was a great guest. I hope you guys were able to check it out. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. So, folks, just want to do a couple of quick reminders that this is a live show, as evidenced last night by the goofs. But this is a live show, weeknights, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and then also on our every other Saturday schedule with our resident crypto psychic, Marisa Lee, who is waiting patiently backstage. I know she has a lot that she wants to talk about today, a lot of really interesting and good things going on in the world of cryptos and everything else. So we're going to talk about all of that stuff. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the show with your friends, your family, and your followers. That really does help the algorithm, and the algorithm is what helps us get found. So please make sure you do that. We really appreciate it. Also, if you would, please don't forget to head over to our website, joerooz.com. That's joerooz.com. Look for the contact form. All right, it's up there in the upper right corner in that little pancake. Click the contact form, open that little window up, send us over a message, let us know whatever's on your heart, whatever's on your mind, any questions, comments, cares, concerns that you might have. Maybe you have a complaint. You shouldn't, but if you do, send it on over to us. We'd love to get it, and then file it appropriately. And then maybe you want to let us know about an idea for a guest or a subject you want to talk about on the show. You can always do that very, very simply by using the contact form. If you don't want to use the form, that's fine also. That's why we have an email address. You can send it to us at info@joerooz.com. That's info@joerooz.com. You can also use the comment section down below there. That's always nice. We like to get those comments. So take a look at that, and we'd love to hear from you guys and see what you guys have to think. All right, now, it's about that time for our resident crypto psychic to join us, and she is going to update us with the latest in the crypto world. And, you know, that's how it works here. Every 2 weeks, our resident crypto psychic joins us, and we talk about things like XRP and Algorand and some of the other newer projects that are coming up. And then, you know, we're going to share, you know, on other things that she has been picking up on and where things might be headed. So there's a lot happening. especially in the with regulatory shifts. Got new players coming into the field here, entering the space, and crypto continuing to move closer and closer and closer into the mainstream financial system. And of course, since it's Valentine's Day, we might even talk a little bit about that. We'll see. So, Marisa, great to see you.
Good to see you too, Joe.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I've been on this weight loss kick over the last week. It's only been a week, but I'm down 12 pounds already.
Really?
Yeah, I know that sounds crazy. About 2 months ago, somebody sent me this stuff in the mail and said to try it. It works really well. And I've tried like all kinds of different supplements over the years, and I've never been impressed. And I was actually thinking about going on one of those GLP shots, and I know.
Yeah,
So,
don't do it.
I know. The thing is my insurance didn't cover it. So I was prescribed it last year, and they wanted $1,600 a month for it. And I'm like, God, I could have done it, but it's just a big financial commitment that is so unnecessary. So I'm like, you know what?
It
I'm
is.
just gonna go to the gym, but I've got really bad knees. So it's kind of like, it's weird. If I'm not constantly exercising, I'm gaining weight. I've always had this problem my entire life. And I actually had weight loss surgery in 2019. And now I'm kind of at that point where I'm starting to gain again. And I'm like, I do not want to get this. I don't want this to get out of control. So anyways, so I started this stuff this week, and I did not realize how good it was. It's called Vital Slim. It's all herbals. It's all like herbs, right? There's nothing chemical about it. It's all natural.
Mm-hmm.
It takes away the hunger noise. I have to remind myself to eat every single day. Here it is, right here. I'm not affiliated with this company in any way, shape, or form. I'm not getting paid to plug this. I just kind of like putting out good information when I find good stuff, right? And this has been life-changing for me. So 12 pounds in 1 week, I'm like, man, I wanted to lose 20 pounds. I might hit that next week. That's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, you can tell that you lost weight. I see
you.
it in your face. I mean, I don't see anything below your shoulder
Mhm.
here. So, but you can definitely tell you lost some weight. It's all in your face.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
and how long of a program is this?
I don't know. I actually think I might contact them and have a conversation with them because it's been so good for me personally. It's like $34 for a month's supply. It's cheap too.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, I've tried supplements where it's like $150, per month, and which isn't terrible, but if it works, but when it doesn't work, it sucks. So I definitely recommend that if you are considering going on the GLP shot, try this first. This is a lot healthier for you, and it's going to work fast and it's going to work good. Now, in all fairness too, there's a diet that comes with it. I did not follow the diet. I'm terrible at that. So what I just did was I just kind of went low carb, just basic stuff, meat, vegetables, and yeah, go ahead.
What I found always worked for me when I was focusing on watching what I was eating, I always did a high protein, low carb, high fiber diet. And that always seemed to work for me. So I don't know, maybe that's something you want to look at for yourself. I mean, it's great. I like it because I like to eat meat. So
Me too. Me too.
Carnivore.
But then there's a part of me that wants to be a vegetarian because I just think I hate what they do to animals, but I just can't get there. And I don't know. It's a battle.
Well, I have nothing nice to say about vegetarian diets. I know vegetarians. I have no problem with them personally, but it's just the idea. I can't. I'm a meat eater. You don't get the same nutrients. I mean, you think about the stuff you have to supplement just to get the protein requirements that you need through the meals as a vegetarian. Mm-hmm. It's just eat a burger, man. Just get a medium rare burger and shove it down your throat and be quiet and be happy.
Yeah.
Enjoy that. That's what. As a matter of fact, I think that's what I'm going to do after the show. I think I'm going to make myself a nice bloody medium rare burger.
I don't like them bloody.
Oh, gotta love it. It's with the
Me, everything's got to be well done for me personally.
That's the flavor, though. That's the flavor. That's what.
Blood? No, thank you.
Yes.
Oh, some people really like it. I know. I don't prefer it.
The blood is the life.
Mm.
That's what it says. That's what Scripture says. That's what Dracula says. The blood is the life.
Yeah.
So. But anyway, there's some weird weird tangent we're off on here. So the website that you sent me was myvitalproducts.com. That's myvitalproducts.com. So check them out. You have Marissa's endorsement on this. It seems to be working for her. No side effects or anything like that.
No. We're not
medical professionals.
It has given me more energy, but not like energy where you're shaky. Just like I'm just more alert and I can focus. It's weird. And, it's because this is all herbs. That's all you're taking is herbs.
Mhm.
And my body just feels like it's functioning better. I can't explain it. I mean, this stuff is amazing. I really need to contact them and have a conversation with them. So
Yeah, you should.
It's amazing, amazing stuff.
You should. And of course, like we say when we do the crypto talk, we're not financial advisors. We're not medical professionals. This is
Right.
just an experience that Marisa has had with this particular product. It works for her. It may work for you. Check with your doctors first before you start any exercise program or any diets or anything like that. Make sure you do that. But if it works for you, I might even give it a try. I need to lose some weight. I've gotten quite porky. So I think that's because I've been sitting behind a microphone so much that I'm not really doing as much as the after work exercises that I should be doing. So
You work a lot.
I do.
You do.
I do. As a matter of fact, I'm supposed to go to work after the show today. I just remembered that.
Jeez.
I just remembered that. Not for long though. I got to do a quick thing and then I come right back. But we'll see. We'll see. So what's going on in the crypto world? What's going on with Algorand?
It's super down right now, but the whole crypto market's down. So it's not like it's just Algorand. On Thursday morning, as I woke up, I got a strong message, buy more Algorand. And I'm like, okay. And so I went about my day and I kept on popping into my head. And I'm like, I know I need to make a video about this. But I also kind of feel like a broken record when it comes to telling people to buy Algorand. And people are a little bit upset with me right now because, when I started plugging this, it's about half the value that it's at right now. And so, I was debating, do I, don't I? I keep on repeating myself, but I got that message and I'm like, what? I just need to be honest about that and just put that out there because this is going to recover very quickly and people will be back in a profit zone soon. They mess with the market. They made the market crash intentionally. So it'll get better. It'll get better. It'll go up. But now it's just a great opportunity. So if you look at it like an opportunity instead of, oh my gosh, I'm down. Those are the people that are going to win big long term. I mean, I've always put out there, I see Algorand hitting $5 a coin. So, if you can buy something at 9 cents and then maybe a year from now it's $5, or maybe not even a year from now it's $5. I mean, it's crazy money. Everybody wants to get rich quick on crypto. And so that's why I'm like, get Algorand. So I got that message. I know I get a lot of messages in my dreams about Algorand and XRP too. I had a dream that you could buy, people were using XRP to buy groceries. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
That was in a dream, or that's something actually had taken place?
No, it was in a dream. It was last month. So I get messages that way. So
I don't think that's far from reality. I do think that crypto is moving in that direction where you are going to be able to start using it for the basics of life. Pay your bills. Buy your food. Maybe even buy a house or pay your mortgage with it. I think it's getting to that point. It's becoming way more accessible. It's it really already was accessible, but more and more people are getting involved with it now. So more and more people are trading with it. More people are using it. There's a couple of places here in town actually where they have little signs up on their window when you go in that you could pay using crypto, which is fantastic. Like I had to get my laptop fixed this week, and they actually had that up on their door when you walked in. It said, we accept Bitcoin, and it was something else. I forget which one it was, but so it's becoming more and more mainstream, like we said earlier. So I don't think that's far from a reality taking place.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I personally don't use my crypto to buy stuff because I like holding on to it. I know what's going to happen with it. I know it's going to go up significantly. So I don't want to be like that guy that bought, 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Where years later, you think to yourself, man, I wish I would have just held on to that.
Right.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something we've been talking about since we started doing these shows, to be patient. Don't be in such a rush to cash out. Let it go. Just it's like what I do is, and I say it over and over again. Just set it, forget it. Just put it in. Put it in your wallet. I can't even tell you when the last time I looked to see what my wallet looks like right now. Honestly, I have not done that, and I probably should. It would be helpful, I guess. But if there's a nice increase, then the temptation is there to take something out. But I don't want to do that.
Right now, there's not an increase.
I know, but I'm just saying in
It's probably
general.
good that you're not looking at it because everybody's pissed off, right? I actually stopped looking at mine because I'm just like, it just upsets you. And then you have this negative feeling throughout the day. So we just need to get the Clarity Act passed. Things will start getting a little bit better after that. And then it'll get really good the second half of 2025. So if you can hold on until then, it'll be a lot better.
Actually, that's exactly where I was going to go next with it. I wanted to ask you about the Clarity Act. What's going on with that? Any updates?
They're working on it all the time, every day. Fox News reports something every single day on crypto. So, and they have some either politician or a crypto CEO on there that they interview, and they're like, yeah, we went to the White House today and we all sat down in a private meeting and we were talking about this and that, so I see that every single day. I know they're actively working on it. The good news is that they're not ignoring it. They're not just saying, oh, we don't agree, so it just gets, pushed aside and nothing happens. There will be a conclusion coming with the Clarity Act, and I feel like it's going to come soon. Now, they pushed the date to talk about this again publicly, I think, until March 1st. So I think things are going to start rocking and rolling a little bit here. Are we going to have a bull run right after the Clarity Act is passed? No, I don't think it's going to be a bull run. I just think we're going to see more of a market recovery where things start to go up and people don't feel so doom and gloom.
Well, I hope so. And of course, Rumble just recently rolled out their wallet. Now they have a wallet that you can attach to your screen, and so people can tip in Bitcoin. And of course, all this stuff is crashing now. So, but it's just figures. It's just the way things.
That's
work.
good though. It's good for creators if you can collect Bitcoin as a tip and just leave it in your wallet. That's going to be worth a lot of money in the future if you can hang on to it.
Oh, absolutely. But it's not original with Rumble. There are the modern the audio podcast apps like Fountain.fm, TrueFans.fm. There's a whole bunch of others that have wallets that you can connect to that, so people can actually tip in real time while they're listening to your show. They can send you. They call them boosts, and that's great. I'm connected with that on through Podhome. And Podhome actually curates all the information and it keeps track of everything and just lets me know when I get some deposits. And it's great. It's great. I get it, not a lot, I get a little bit here, and they do it in Satoshis, sats, so which is like a micropayment of Bitcoin. So, so it's a little bit here or there. It's like pennies on the dollar, whatever it might be. But you know what? It all adds up over time, and you just let it sit there, just let it go. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll look and see what I have in those wallets, and I'll move it into my main wallet, which I use. I use Uphold is my main place to keep everything. It's just easier. It's one spot. So I tend to move things around like that. But I think it's great that, again, that now the opportunity is there for creators to get this type of support from their viewers, their audience, however you phrase it. It's a great step, and I think it's going to become more and more and more widespread through all the platforms. Again, started with the audio, now the video platforms are doing, and I think it's fantastic. It's a great development. Now, I know you kind of touched on XRP already, but so what's going on with XRP? Anything new? Anything really that we should really know about?
Yeah. So hold on, I gotta read my notes here so I can say this correctly. Okay, so the CFTC just created an innovation advisory committee, and Brad Garlinghouse is on it. And what they're going to do, it's to help the commission keep pace with how breakthrough innovations such as AI and blockchain technologies are transforming markets, enabling the agency to develop adaptive regulations and maintain robust financial oversight in a world where change is constant. Okay, so what does that mean? That's like their official statement. Now, there's a bunch of crypto CEOs on this advisory board, including Brad Garlinghouse. Let's see, Solana's on there, Chainlink's on there, Gemini's on there, Robinhood's on there, and there's a whole bunch more. I'm just naming a couple here.
Right.
They are going to help regulate AI on the blockchain in the future and blockchain development. So this is why the Clarity Act is so important, because it's going to specify what government agencies are going to regulate different parts of the blockchain. So anything the CFTC is involved in, at some point, this advisory board may have a say, and they can kind of push them in a positive direction in the best interest of crypto companies, which is good for retail investors. So that way we don't have what happened with Gary Gensler, where he just was trying to stop crypto and let's sue everybody. And it'll help no matter who is in office to not allow them to get political on this and say, we want to stop crypto, because that's happened. So it'll prevent that in the future, no matter who's in charge, which is good.
So just for folks who may not know, so CFTCs are Commodities Futures Trading Commission. All right, that's what the CFTC, that's what the CFTC refers to. Okay, I'll get it out. I'm tired. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Tired. It's been a busy week. So this is great. And I like XRP. I do. I like the company structure. I like the way it's. I like it, and I am really hoping that this thing pops off soon, because I think it's a stable, not a stable coin. Don't misunderstand. I think it's a stable company, and I think it's a stable. So this is good stuff. Now we had talked once before about Ondo Finance. You mentioned it to me once. And so Ondo Finance has to do with real world assets. And from what we talked about, or we shared through emails and such, it's somewhere around 26 cents right now. Where do you see that going by the end of the year?
I see Ondo Finance hitting $5 at some point in 2026. So they're involved in this tokenization of the stock market, right? And I'm not exactly sure how it's going to be integrated, but I see Ondo doing really, really well this year and having a lot of adoption on the blockchain. So yeah, Ondo is a big buy. And, I really probably need to put out more information on that. I haven't stressed it enough, but I've been reading more and more, and I'm like, man, Ondo is just something that I know is going to explode. So it's definitely.
Now, Ondo, like we said, does real world assets. So what real world assets do they deal with?
Well, it's where you tokenize a real world asset. And how do I explain this? So when I say the stock market's going on the blockchain, what they're going to do is they're going to take a certain amount of shares of a stock, and instead of being able to buy it the way that you normally would have bought it, they're going to tokenize that share and put it on the blockchain. So you can only buy it on the blockchain. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work. Okay. This is still very, very new. That is my impression of it. So, and it also, for example, Algorand has this program. Oh, I forgot what it was called. It's where you can buy fractional real estate on their blockchain. So,
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you can buy a share of a rental property, and you use the Algorand blockchain to execute that, and then you get rental income every single day from that share. So now it's not a lot. It's maybe a penny, but let's say you buy 1,000 shares. You're making money every day on that rental, and you don't even have to worry about managing it. It just appears in your account.
That's great. I like the idea of that, but again, like you said, you to really make any money on that, you have to invest a lot.
Yeah.
To make anything on it, but do you see that as something that's going to be a trend that's going to be growing in the future, or is that something that's a kind of a niche little thing right now?
Well, right now it's a niche, but it will get bigger in the future for sure. I mean, a lot of people that I talk to, because I give a lot of private crypto readings, and I give readings for people in all different financial situations, rich people, middle class, and then people that are really, really struggling. And a lot of the more wealthier people, they want to cash out their crypto, and they want to buy real estate. They want to buy rentals. They want to buy Airbnbs. And they're like, okay, well, this is my plan. What do you think about this? When do you think this will manifest? So yeah, real estate is a very, very big interest for crypto investors, because when you're an investor, you're investing in a lot of stuff. You're not just investing in crypto. You're not just investing in stocks. You want real estate. You want a real world asset, so yeah.
True. Very true. Very true. So last time we got together, we got into a lot of politics.
Mhm.
And I know we talked about trying to stay away from the politics for a little bit because it is kind of a downer. It kind of brings with all the negativity going on in the political world and the political spectrum, we both agree that sometimes you need to get away from it. But there is something going on right now that touches the crypto world and politics. And that's this whole mess that's going on with Jeffrey Epstein and the Epstein files and such.
Mhm.
There's a rumor that's going around right now that Epstein was behind the development of Bitcoin. Now, first of all, is that true?
It's a big mystery who really developed Bitcoin. I can say my personal opinion is it's definitely not Satoshi Nakamoto. That was just a made up name. Um, Somebody said once in a video that I watched, if you knew who really was behind Bitcoin, you would want nothing to do with it. And that was
Interesting.
all he said. And when he said that, I felt like that was actually true.
Hmm.
And that's a little scary. And it kind of made me sick to my stomach. So I'm like, ugh, who is it? Right. And at the time, there was all kinds of drama with Russia. So everybody was like, it was Putin because everybody hated Putin at the time. And I didn't feel like that was the case. And somebody asked me recently in my Patreon group, was it Epstein? And I couldn't say no. Here's the thing. I don't think Jeffrey Epstein was smart enough to develop something like Bitcoin. Okay. I truly feel that he was funded by some oligarch that wanted to control every aspect of the world, politics, media, um, the music industry, movie stars. That's why you see such a slew of these celebrities involved in this BS, right? And I feel like it had to do with that person, whoever was funding Jeffrey Epstein, or people, because it might have been multiple. And it was in my opinion,
Mhm.
intuitively, and I have no facts behind this. I feel like it has something to do with that, and it had to do with being able to send large amounts of money without it being traced. And it kind of turned into something else.
I mean, it makes sense. When you put it that way, it does make sense.
Yeah.
Do you think that because of this rumor, that's part of the reason why, or maybe the reason why Bitcoin has tanked as much as it has over the last several weeks?
No, not at all. No, it's the whales messing with the markets. The markets are very manipulated. So let's just say you have billions and billions of dollars, right? And you want to mess with the markets. You have your hand in all kinds of different industries, and crypto isn't going the way that you want it to. It might end up not benefiting you as much as you wanted it to. So you want to try to change the narrative about crypto. That's what it's like a narcissist. It's like walking away from a narcissist. When they can no longer control you, they
Hmm.
try to control the narrative about you. And that is exactly what's happening. So they're controlling the market. They're trying to create doubt. They want people to get pissed off. They want people to pull out and be like, I don't want anything to do with crypto. So this is really just temporary. We are taking our power back, and we're doing
Mhm.
it in the form of the blockchain. They just have to lay the foundation. And I don't feel like the cement of the foundation will be dry until we get a new Fed chair in.
Which is coming soon. I think
Yeah.
next month, right? March,
No, it's May 15th.
May 15th. Okay. I
Mhm.
don't know why March 15th was sticking in my head, but okay. Well, I don't know. Thinking about the possibility that someone like Jeffrey Epstein was in any way involved with developing Bitcoin, whether it's he fabricated the idea and got it into motion, or even financed people to do that's disturbing. And
Mhm.
I agree with you that it's of course it's the easiest way to move money and funds without it being tracked and traced, and it would make sense that someone like him would use that type of that type of a system to facilitate the things he was doing. Again, I don't want to stick around too much on the politics of this whole thing because it's too dark, and I'm in a dark enough mood as it is. So I don't
Yeah.
want to get too far down a rabbit hole here. But But it is something to consider, something to think about. It's a very dangerous prospect to know that people can be using this type of a system for that purpose.
It's
which is disgusting.
sick. It's sick. And I never went through the Epstein files. I do not focus on that at all. It's so negative and it bothers me so much. And it's disgusting to me that went on for so long. I'm grateful that that's, no longer happening, at least on that level. I don't know. Let's change the subject. I don't like talking about it. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's move on to something a little bit more happy and peppy, I guess.
Yes.
If you want to talk about something.
Sure.
If you call this stuff happy and peppy. So it's Valentine's Day. And, you got all these people running around buying flowers and candies and little stuffed animals and cards and all that stuff. And to be honest, but a coworker of mine posted in our group chat at work some TikTok video of somebody buying flowers for like $100 for a small little arrangement. And I just looked at it, I was like, I am so happy I am single. I really am. I truly am. I don't have to go out and waste $100 on dead flowers that are only going to wilt and fall apart in a day or two, and all that stuff. And so it just made me laugh. And of course, my sarcastic ass. I start posting stuff in the group chat, praising the gloriousness of being single. What advice do you have for those people who really are interested in love and all that crap?
I actually talk to a lot of people about relationships. Love and money seems to be what I specialize in. So I kind of started out, my tarot career, like talking to people about love. And, I was just such a big crypto investor that I kind of put that spin on it and it kind of stuck. So, but I love talking about love. Joe, you being single and being okay with that is actually a good thing. And you'd be surprised what happens when you're not looking for it. Those are the people that find like really good relationships, because I talk to a lot of people like, I can't be alone. I can't be alone.
Yes, you can.
I know. A lot of codependent people out there, lonely. What are the things that I tell people? Because, I talk to people that are like, oh, do I go with this guy or do I go with that guy? This guy gives me butterflies but I've been with him for years. And I'm like, be with the person that's going to get you through the hard times. That is so important because not everything is, sunshine and rainbows. Okay. Bad things are going to happen in your life. You're going to, at some point, have to deal with the death of your parents. Who's going to help you get through that? You need a solid partner. And this butterfly chasing, sure, you're going to have that with anybody in the beginning.
Sure.
So that's not what the whole relationship is going to be based on. That's just a temporary feeling. And people are like, but I can't help it. I'm just so in love and I can't stop thinking about him. And, and I always tell people, be with the person that's going to get you through the hard times.
Well, yeah. And that's always a good thing. But here's what I say. All right. I had this conversation with somebody at the job yesterday. I look at it like this. I've used this pitch on various circumstances. It's interchangeable. I could use it anywhere. Look, I cook really well, like really well. Okay, I clean. I wash my own clothes. Once in a while, I'll take a shower. I can still wipe my own ass. I don't need anybody.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing anyone can do for me that I cannot do for myself and probably better.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really need anybody. Well, then the question comes up, well, what about intimacy? I'll buy it if I need it. It's the same thing as having a girlfriend. The benefit to it is that when the transaction is done,
they leave.
Bye. I don't have to deal with the aggravation and the stalkiness. I don't have to deal with you spent how much on a microphone? Are you crazy? I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to deal with moods and aggravation.
Joe.
I have never, by the way, wait, before you say, I have never, ever paid for anything. Just so you know.
Okay. All right. Good.
I was saying this as an example. Okay.
Okay. I was gonna say, if you're paying for it, you don't know what you're gonna get out of that. Are you gonna get some kind of STD? I mean, there's some dirty people out there, and
Yes, I know that. Yes.
oh
And
no, no,
I'm a neat freak, and I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. I'm becoming more of a germaphobe as I'm getting well. Let's be poetic. The elder I wax, I am growing more and more germophobic. But my point is that I don't need all the aggravation and the stress and just somebody constantly in my ear and nagging over my shoulder and as it is right now, if I want to load the kids up in the car and take a drive and disappear for a day or two, I can do that. I don't have to worry about checking with anybody, and I don't have to say, "Do you mind if I go to the bathroom?" No, I don't have to do that.
See, that's where you got to find the right person, because the right person doesn't hold you back.
No, not maybe not intentionally, but there is that sense that you want to be and do and for that person that you're with, and you tend to then lose yourself because you get so caught up. And I'm speaking from experience in this. I've been in relationships where I have put everything I had into it and got almost nothing in return. And I'm at the point now where I don't ask me what I'm bringing to the table. You better tell me what you're bringing to the table.
There you go.
Yeah. And if you have nothing to say with it, my thing is this is once I start feeling like someone's getting a little bit too demandy, bye, see ya. I don't need this. I'm perfectly happy by myself. I got my babies out there. I got my beanie and my Chuck. That's all I need. I'm good. And a good steak.
That's good.
Good medium rare steak. See,
believe it or not, I don't like steak. And then you throw in the medium well. I'm like, ugh.
Medium rare.
Oh, rare, yeah.
Yes, not well. You want your meat to have some color to it, some flavor, some juice, and medium well done steaks. That's horrible. I will tell you that I went to when my dad was alive. We went to a restaurant up in New York for Father's. I think it was Father's Day, and I ordered a steak and I ordered medium rare, but they brought it out moo. Okay, like it was barely cooked. But I'm not the kind of person I won't send something back because I don't trust them. So I made do with it. Now, was I thrilled with the idea of having the steak like that? No, I prefer a little bit of a brown to it. But my dad, as big and tough as a guy as my dad was, my dad hated blood. And the idea of eating something like that would destroy him. So, and of course, now I'm sitting next to him at the table here. So the plate comes out, and I'm sitting there, and I see him. He's like side-eyeing the plate, watching me with this thing, So me being the sarcastic ass that I can be, what do I start to do? I start cutting the steak, and as I'm doing, I'm going as I'm cutting the thing. And my dad goes, "Are you really going to eat that effing thing?" Loud, like the whole restaurant went quiet when he said that. And I was like,
"Wow!"
On the fork, I was like, yeah.
Oh.
Now, did I quietly gag? Yes, but I would not. But I'm not going to show him that.
Right?
Of course not. I have to win.
I would have sent it back. I don't know. Whew.
I must win.
Yeah.
So, which actually reminds me, I had a question I wanted to ask you.
Sure.
Because I do these icebreaker questions with my guests during the week, and I every now and then I come across some new ones, and I like to test them out on you.
Okay.
Okay. Now, in all honesty, I've already asked this question or these two questions before, but I didn't get an opportunity to ask you because I started using them in our off week. But I want your take on this. We have a comment here through YouTube. Let's put it up there. It has to do with XRP. So can you read that?
Yeah. So is XRP going to $25? Eventually, yeah. Are we going to see 25 this year? I don't think so. I think that there's a good chance that we could be in the $20 point by the end of 2026 with XRP, and that's just crazy from where it's at right now. So, yeah, it will eventually get there. And I don't think we're going to see 25 in 2026, though.
Okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough. All right, so you ready for your test questions?
Sure.
All right. I wanted to ask you this at the start of the show, but we kind of got right into it. So, so if you had to give a TED Talk right now with no prep, what topic are you going to rant about?
Whew. I could probably talk about raising your vibration. I travel and I go to these body, mind, spirit celebration expos and I give lectures on it. So I'm pretty well versed in that. Or I might talk about, the ripple effect of your actions and how karma plays into that. There's that too. I love that subject. Or maybe I'd talk about crypto. I mean, I could sit there and talk about crypto forever. It's interesting, Joe, because I have a friend that's very into astrology. She talks about astrology the way I talk about crypto. You're just so enthusiastic and excited
Mhm.
about it. Like in my downtime, I read all this stuff about astrology and what moon phase we're in and how it pertains to the world and politics and the financial markets. And so, I had a good conversation with her recently, and I didn't understand half the things that she said about astrology, but
I don't understand it either.
it's that I love talking about it, so I could just ramble on and on about it. So those would be a couple of the topics that I would talk about.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. What is something that you are unreasonably competitive about? Unreasonably competitive about.
Well, I love playing sports and I love softball. Now I have bad knees, so I don't play softball anymore, but I only kind of stopped recently. I love being competitive on the softball field, who can hit the farthest, who can hit the most home runs, because I love hitting. And yeah, I always kind of compete that way,
Okay. So you would think that would be unreasonably competitive?
Unreasonably. Well, I guess maybe not unreasonably.
Okay.
But that's just a time in my life where I definitely get very competitive is during that. So.
All right. So do you think those are weird questions to ask a guest, or do you think
No.
there's usable? Okay, good.
No, they're good. They're good.
Okay. My test. This is like my test kitchen. Folks.
Sure.
So it's just
Absolutely.
So you know, and I have more to come, and I will drop those on you as the days and weeks approach.
Okay, Joe, I got a question for you.
Shoot.
If you could sit down and have dinner with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be? One
the Apostle
person.
Paul.
Why
The
Paul?
Apostle Paul. Because I have a lot of questions. I'd want to there's a lot of things that he wrote in his epistles that I'd like to know more about.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to get more of the inside scoop on those things. That's one person. There are many that I would love to sit down with. I would love to sit down with Edgar Allan Poe and have a conversation about his writing and where he got his inspiration from for these things.
Mm-hmm.
Because Edgar Allan Poe, if you've ever really sat and read Poe, the man was twisted. I mean, I don't mean that in a negative. I mean in a positive way. He was twisted. He an incredibly intelligent man, and the way he writes is just to me it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Another one would be Nikola Tesla.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yes.
I love that.
There's so much that Nikola Tesla wrote, and there are so many things that he has said that are quoted that just like I am fascinated by his numerology. You know, he said something. If you understood the 3, the 6s, and the 9s, you'd understand the universe.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And I want to know more about that. I would love to have a conversation with him about those things. So those are 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
So
interesting.
And I'm sure if I sat and thought about it for a longer period of time, I'd probably come up infinitely more.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's a lot of interesting characters.
Yes, there are. But those 3, the Apostle Paul, Edgar Allan Poe, and Nikola Tesla. I mean, it's a wide spectrum of subject matter, of course. Yes, I understand that, but that's just the way I am. I love to learn things. I love to know things. I love to throw myself into stuff. And once I do that, it it's just satisfies me to a point. Then I got to move on to something else.
Mhm.
I'm recently going back into a study that I've done for my own personal edification on this, and that is on. I have a great book on my bookshelf called "The Greatest Lie Ever Told," and it talks about the globe Earth. And this is written from the perspective of that this is a person who believes in the flat Earth, and had all the scientific background, all the maths, all the maths. Listen to me, all the math that comes with it. Plus, it also attacks it from a scriptural viewpoint as well, because there in the scripture, if you are someone who says that I am a Bible believing Christian, and you look at your Bible, you see over 200 plus verses of scripture that talk about a flat, immovable earth. Well, that begs you to study that out.
Mhm.
So I've read the book once completely through. I've gone through it section by section a few times over the last couple of years, and I am going back into it again because now there's an updated copy that is out that I want to get. So I'm going to refresh myself on this. I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to get that. So that type of stuff, and I might actually do a show one night on that.
Flat Earth.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to preach it as well. Yeah, this is fact. But just to ask questions and to raise questions. So if there's anybody watching or listening that is proficient in that particular subject and would like to have that discussion with me, let me know. Drop me an email, info@joerooz.com, or use the contact form and let me know. I'd be very interested in hearing your perspective on it. Again, not looking to change anybody's mind. I'm not looking to argue and fight with anybody over it. I'm not looking to call anybody names. Just want to have a conversation. So those are the things that I reach into. I am very much into peeling the onion.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
So
I've seen some stuff on it. Haven't really, I'm not convinced the earth is flat, but a lot of conspiracy theories end up being true.
yes.
And that's come out time and time and time again. So, at this point, it's kind of like, you just don't know what to believe anymore, right?
It's tough. And I think a lot of that's on purpose, to keep you off your balance and not let you ground yourself in anything that's solid, true, to keep things fluid and moving. This way you can't get a foothold on something, and I think that's very true. So I think a lot of things are designed that way now, and that's unfortunately the direction that we're going in this world. But again, that's not something that, if you are a Christian, should surprise you, because if you actually read your Bible, it tells you all that. That this is what's coming down the road. And I say it with a smirk, but it's the truth. It's just don't worry about these things. Don't dwell on them too much, because it's all under control. Nothing happens by chance. Lady Luck and superintendents. It just put your faith.
One of my friends that is very into astrology said this is the year of truths being revealed. So, and when you see what's happening, like with the Epstein stuff and all these people being exposed, it's kind of happening. And I think we're going to see more stuff with politics, more fraudulent actions being exposed. Definitely in Minnesota, there's a lot more. I heard something. I don't know if this is true, but I heard that they found 3,000 migrant kids in some kind of trafficking ring in Minnesota. ICE did. Did you hear anything about that?
I've heard about that. I can't verify it, but I've
that
heard
is terrible.
rumblings. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that just made me sick to my stomach. And then they sit there and protest against ICE. And I get it. I understand both sides, right? I really do. But when I see all the trafficking of the children, I'm disgusted with that. And there's going to be a lot more coming up in California. They haven't even started revealing what's really going on in California. So
California, New York, Chicago, you're going to find a lot of this stuff going on in those deep blue states, unfortunately, And I'm not saying that Republicans aren't somewhat involved in some of these things. This is not a left-right thing.
Yeah.
This is not a red-blue thing. There are sick, degenerate people on all sides, everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so it's
Well, and that's why,
it's
people are
just more
so stuck
prevalent in the
in,
blue
I'm
stuff.
voting Democrat or I'm voting Republican. I'm like, why don't you vote for the person that you don't see running TV commercials? Because they're getting a lot of funding. And where is that funding coming from? And what do they have to do to get that funding? So, at least with Trump, he was, wealthy. He was a billionaire beforehand. So, yes, of course, people contributed to his campaign. Absolutely. But he didn't, at the end of it, he didn't owe all these favors. He's not being
Correct.
controlled by an oligarch.
Which is
you
why
know.
they hate him. Which is why they
Yeah.
do
Oh, I
everything
know.
they
That's
can
why
to
they
destroy him.
constantly attack him. The media is controlled too, and that's why he never gets any good press. That's why he
No.
calls it the fake news. It's so true. It is the fake news.
Absolutely.
People still believe it. They're like, no, CNN isn't fake. I'm like, okay. I'll never forget his first presidency. They used to take like a sentence of what he said in a speech and put up there, Donald Trump said this, and they'd play that sentence. And he really did say that. And I would go back and I'd watch the whole speech, and they just totally took it out of context.
Well,
There
that's
was
what they
one.
do.
Oh yeah, there was this one time. Oh my God, this was the worst one I saw. They took 3 words in a sentence that he said. 3 words, not even a full sentence, and said, Donald Trump said this today, and put it up there. And then I went back, I'm like, really? And
Mhm.
I went back and I watched the full speech. I'm like, they totally are manipulating this. And so that's when I stopped
Yeah.
trusting the
Well,
news.
that's what the media does. Unfortunately,
And people
that's why.
still watch it. And I know people that sit in front of their TV all day, every day, and just watch the news. And that's one of the things that I tell people. I'm like, listen, watch something positive on TV. Watch the Gaia channel. Watch like a good documentary on something that's not going to make you angry or upset. Because you can get a lot of negative energy from your TV, and then people walk around mad, and then they take it out on other people. Oh, you don't believe the same thing I do, and let's end our friendship and let's scream at each
Right,
other and
yeah.
insult. Like it's just like this world has gone mad. It really has.
Yeah, it has. And that's why I said earlier, I'm not looking to argue with people. I'm not looking to fight with you. I'm not looking to change your mind. I just want to have a dialogue. Just have a conversation, And
Yeah.
if either way changes minds, that's fine. It's great. That's fantastic, But at least be honest enough to have that open dialogue. And that's the thing. But nobody is. Everybody wants to stick on their particular mindset and their direction. They don't want to explore the possibilities that they might be wrong.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's why I kind of try to avoid politics as much as
I know.
possible.
But we keep on
And
falling into
I
it.
know we go back to it, but because crypto's so tied into politics right now. And I hate
Yeah.
that, but it is what it is. You got to deal with it. You got to take the good with the bad, roll with the punches, whatever. What's good is, a lot of the people in my Patreon group are generally like, I can't say they're all Republicans, but they generally support Trump because he's a pro crypto president. And I appreciate that because sometimes I live in a Democratic state and I have so many Democratic people around me, and I share some of the same views as them. Like I agree with them. The government should take care of their people, everybody's equal, right? But the people that are elected to represent that don't always do that, but they spin it like they are, and things get weird. Like tampons end up in the men's bathrooms. And, there's a high school by me where one of my friends was telling me his niece went there and they put a litter box in the girls' bathroom for a biologically male boy that was identifying as a cat. And I thought that was disgusting. So
That's ridiculous.
I know. I'm all about, everybody's equal, include people, but that it gets weird. It starts getting a little bit too weird. So
It is. It's crazy. It really and truly is crazy. That I don't know. I don't even know where to go with it.
So
I am
let's
so
talk about
tired of this stuff.
Nancy. Let's talk about Nancy Guthrie.
Oh yeah, you know what? I had that here too, and I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the kidnapper asked for Bitcoin. The first thing that I thought of when I saw that, I'm like, okay, this either one isn't the true kidnapper. This is like some scammer that's like, I have, Nancy, send me this. Here's the address. Bitcoin is very traceable. Okay. So people think that it's untraceable. Now, a name isn't necessarily attached to a wallet on the ledger, so you don't know exactly who it's from, but you can trace the money. Even if they send it wallet to wallet to wallet to wallet, you can see where it's going, and eventually it's going to land in a wallet where there is a name attached. So when they're talking about send me Bitcoin, I'm like, that wallet is going to be traced forever until they get a name.
Right.
That's the stupidest way to collect a ransom, in my opinion.
Agreed.
And, the feeling that I got, and I've run tarot spreads and I have my own personal intuition. I don't feel like Nancy's alive, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to say that.
I agree with you on that. I first of all, I think it's been too long already since they've had any kind of. Why is this popping up? Let me fix that. Sorry, I just had a Windows troubleshooting screen pop up randomly, so I don't know what that was all about. But yeah, no, I think it's been too long already. And what do they say? It's usually within the first 72 hours. If they don't find something or hear something within the first 72 hours, then chances are it's not going to be a good outcome. That's where I think they are. I don't really know too much about what the whole thing is. I know the name and I know some of the circumstances around it, but but I do agree with you that chances are she is no longer on this earth, and that's sad and it's terrible.
I hope that family gets closure. I really do.
Yeah, so do I. So do I. Wow. I don't know. All righty. Well, I didn't want to end on a sad note, but we did. It's okay. Well. But I do have to get back. I have to get to work. So.
Okay. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Crap. All right. So anyway, happy Valentine's Day. I'm sorry. I'll put the smile on. Hey, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do your thing. Enjoy your life. You know what? Okay. Let me do this. Every day should be Valentine's Day. There shouldn't just be one day set aside to celebrate the love of your life.
Here you go.
Every day should be Valentine's Day. Go out and buy flowers and waste $100 every day. That's the good thing to do because Valentine's Day should be every day.
Joe, you need a really hot woman in your bed. That's what you need. Yeah, that will help you. It'll help your psyche. That's what you need.
No, I'm good. Thank you. I'm fine.
Well, you never know.
Not bitter at all. That's my fallback these days. Everything I say, not bitter. Not bitter at all. Anyway, on that happy note, so where can we go to find out more about you and everything that you're doing and plug away?
My website is sacredtarotcardreadings.com if you would like to schedule a one-on-one reading with me. And if you're a crypto investor, I highly recommend that you join my Patreon. It's patreon.com/cryptopsychic. I put out usually about like 17 to 20 page written report every single month on the crypto market, what I see happening, predictions, stuff like that, psychic insight. And I also do a mid-month update. It's like an hour-long audio where I answer everybody's questions. So,
all right. Outstanding. Well, do you want to hang out backstage for a sec?
Sure.
While I close this thing up, and we'll just touch base really quick. All right. Well, folks, Marisa Lee, thank you. Our resident crypto psychic, as usual. Great conversation. Really love having these times with you. I wish we could do it more often, to be honest with you. But I know schedules are kind of tight and to get those things done. But folks, Marisa Lee, check her out. Check out her Patreon. Check out her website and get a reading. She's awesome. She's great. All right. See, that's why I don't ask you for readings because I don't want to hear...
You can if you want.
There's love coming down the road for you. I don't want to hear it.
You need love, Joe. You do.
I have love. I do.
You're going to find somebody that restores your faith. You will.
Okay.
And she's going to be really hot. So.
Okay. I'll take your word for it, and we'll just leave it there. Okay. All right. I'll see you backstage.
All right. Take care.
Right. All right, folks. Marisa Lee, great conversation. Look, I love these shows with her. I really do. We have such a great time talking, and I laugh more when we do shows like this than I do outside of the show. So it's a lot of fun. She's great. So make sure seriously though, make sure you check out her Patreon, make sure you check out her website. And again, she really knows her stuff. So check it out. She's not going to steer you wrong. All right. Well, with that said, folks, just to quickly wrap this whole thing up today, because I got to go to work. Diamond Dynasty Tax Group Legacy. Diamond Dynasty Tax Group Legacy is a local business here in Eagle Pass. They are great. They've helped me with my taxes last year when we bought the asylum and started renovating all that stuff. The stack of receipts that I had, they went through all of that. They got me the best refund I could possibly get through it, and they minimized all the stress involved with it. So check them out at 830-867-7106. Give them a call, 830-867-7106. It's Diamond Dynasty Tax Group Legacy. They're local here in Eagle Pass, but they will service anywhere, anytime. So check them out. Diamond Dynasty Tax Group Legacy. All right. Shout outs, of course, to our producing team, executive producers, Wayne Rankin, Rosanna Rankin, Carolina Jimenez, Marisa Lee, and our anonymous Angela. So please, thank you. Make sure you send them little thank yous, because without them, we couldn't do the show, really, honestly. They provide so much support in many, many different ways. It's your time, their talent, their treasure, all these different ways help put this thing together, this colossal mess of a show that we have. All right, so now if you'd like to find out more about how you can help us out, just head over to our website, joerooz.com/support, and take a look at all the different ways that you can do that. All right, I think that should just about do it for me. Make sure I got everything covered. Yes, I do. All right. Well, again, thanks for taking the time to be with us today. Really do appreciate Marisa Lee and all the work that she puts into getting the show together for us. And folks, don't forget, it's Valentine's Day. Yeah. And also don't forget the website, joerooz.com. And you know what? Make Texas independent again. Go podcasting. Keep a steady stride and make sure you keep talking. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. Sunday show. Have a great one.